Welcome, 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 welcome. Karibu, karibu. Welcome, welcome. Apologies. But we are online. We're live. Karibun. Welcome. Hello, everybody. Mnanisikia? Can you hear me? Kutus, can you hear me? Karibuni. Hey, Shikokuria. Hi, Shikokuria. And everybody that's been waiting for me a minute. Very well. Very nice. Nakusikia loud and clear. Poleni. Sorry. I was dealing with some technical difficulties. But we are on now. We are on. Owen Morioki. What's up, namesake? Samson Kea, niambie Buddha. Timothy Washira. Hi sir, habari ya leo? Today, mzuri sana. Today is a good day. Sammy Cruz, yes sir, loud and clear. Yeah. So this live today, and I think you'll allow me to mix a lot of English in the live today so that we can reach everybody, because it's a very important topic. I know some people are going to Canada and they're getting stuck. They're getting stuck getting jobs. And so they end up taking asylum, which is not ideal. It's not ideal. So I'm here today to talk about, getting a job, changing your visitor visa. Because, give me some likes as we wait for the people who don't know. Share this live. Share the live with somebody in Canada who is, And I'm also opening it up. Kama uko Canada, if you're in Canada right now and you want to jump in sometime, please do. But let's talk about it, because I know so many of you have either applied through my video or you already have your visitor visa, but you don't know what to do with it. You don't know what to do once you get there. But yeah, Lilian Joroge, Alex Jonde, Wamboi Karaoke. Hi guys, tuned in. Davis Bag, VP bro, first time here. Oh, welcome Davis. Fridias Moikali, hello. Wix, Chris, John Ramsey, Angeri, Lucy Ngulat. Finally, I found you on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? By the way, is there anybody here who you've applied for the Canada visit visa with my video, ama you've already gotten your visa? Kama umepata visa yako, if you've gotten your visa, let me know. Ama you're still waiting. Ama you're in Canada. You're still in Canada. And I'll talk when I start. I think we'll cover some of these things, because there's also some misinformation that we need to get out of the way, because some people think, oh, let's do this. It's easier in Canada than it is in the US, but tutaongea about you. We'll talk about you. Lucy Ngulat, by the way. Lucy Ngulat says, by the way, I did get visit visa after watching in May. Oh man. That's awesome, Lucy. That's awesome. Steve Kioko said the Canadian visit visa is almost unpredictable. Applied 8 weeks ago, na bado nangoja. Steve Kioko, actually, 8 weeks is not too bad. 8 weeks. Yesterday, I met somebody who applied who's been waiting for like 9 months. 9 months. So it can be unpredictable. First of all, where you applied, where you go. If you're going to Ontario, so many people are going to Ontario, Toronto, and the neighboring places. And so sometimes the people who are applying to go to Ontario, because it's sometimes your visas are getting delayed in the processing. It's taking so much time to process your visit visa. So that's why sometimes and maybe people are not exposed to other provinces. And today, when I show you the kind of the list of employers, you'll see wako everywhere. The list of employers who have been approved for LMIA, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. 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 So yeah, we'll talk about LMIA, talk about Job Bank, talk about Indeed, because I've had so many questions. I know there's a lot of people already in Canada who are struggling to get jobs, and finally they end up taking a different route. So Samson Care is asking, nikuulize Buddha, hii conference lazima uwe na host ama kuuliza tu unaingia job baada ya dakika 10 bro? No, you don't. So conference you don't need a host. You don't need a host for a conference. You only need a place to stay. So you can stay in a hotel, you can stay in an Airbnb. All you need is to show that you're going to the conference and you have accommodation. You have accommodation. You don't need to be hosted. Don't need to be hosted. Lucy's saying, I did get it within a week after doing my biometric. So you see, because it's like all over the place. Some people, they get it quickly. Some people, they're waiting for long. So it's all over. I don't know the category they use to give these visas. Don't know the categories they use to give these visas. Hi, Anne. Hi, Anne. Martin John, watching from Julius Nyerere International Airport, Dar es Salaam. Salam alaikum. Martin. Ni net wait. Net yangu ama what's wrong? No, you guys can get me. My network is good. Sindio? Tunakusikiza vizuri sana. All the way. Maximilian, you're here. Maximilian Goya. You're here. Wamboi Karaoke. It's my New Year resolution, but I hope Wamboi Karaoke is saying it's my New Year resolution, but I opened an account following your video. Go ahead and process it. Go ahead and process and complete it. So many people have gotten their visas. Some people have been denied. But the good thing when you use my video, you don't have to worry about paying all those huge commissions that the agents are charging. You can do it free of charge with just a subscription. You just subscribe to my YouTube. So that's the good thing about doing it with my YouTube video. When you do it with an agent and your visa gets denied, unfortunately, you end up losing so much money. Yeah. And most of the people who apply with agents, they get denied their visa. So that means that huge amount of money that you paid, you end up losing it. But with me, you pay that 22,000 to cover the application and the biometrics. When you don't get it, next time you go, you don't have to do biometric. You only need to pay the application fee. You don't need to pay the application fee again. So next time it'll be cheaper than 22,000. But if you use an agent, unfortunately, man, your money, and they're asking a lot of money. When an agent is asking for 200,000 commission to do what I'm giving you in the video for free, yeah, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, by the way. And for people who I'm still waiting. Give me some likes as we still wait for people to come. I know I came in later than I was supposed to, and I do apologize for that. But I can, as we get started to jump into the employers, I will let me share my screen and show you. Watch and share screen. Let me share my screen and show you the video, because some people ask. I've actually made my video. Now if the first time you're coming to my YouTube channel, it is the first, it is the first video you see on my page now. It's the first video you see on my page. But if you go to my YouTube channel and go to playlist, let me see, make it even bigger, make myself smaller here, and then how do I? Okay. So yeah, if you go to my YouTube channel and you go to play, so there's videos, shorts, lives, posts, playlist, and podcast. If you go to playlists here, that's if you are specific about, you want to watch videos on a certain topic, certain thing, go to playlists, because if you go to playlist, you can see different playlists. This is a playlist on immigration, Kenya. If you wanna just US visa, US work visas, any US jobs, remote jobs, you can find them in the US jobs and business ideas. US student visa, I need to link. I have a lot more videos than 20 that are student visas. But I just created this playlist the other day. Living abroad, and then you have the US visitor visa. If you want anything to do with the B1, B2, so business visa, tourism visa, visitor visa, a lot of the videos are contained in this playlist. Relationship hopes, DV lottery, if you want anything to do with DV lottery, it's in that. And then there's Canada immigration. So if you want anything to do with Canada, there's this playlist that is under Canada immigration. And if you go to that, let me see, maybe let me make it smaller, that way I can see the video. So if you do that and you go to the videos, you'll see them. You'll see all the videos, but the first video here, it's the video that's telling you applying for a Canada visit visa. And this video has the step by step way that you can be able to apply. But then there's so many other videos here on Canada immigration. So yeah, all these videos on different jobs, different things, writing your CV, visit visa, traveling with kids, coming as a tourist and jumping into trucking, Canada visa, marrying somebody, is Mubaba, the new IRCC account, all those information. So you'll find all that information in my YouTube channel. So maybe I'll read a few comments and then we can go ahead and get started. That way we have enough time to. Let me make sure first that. Make sure first that we do have. I'm not missing any. All right, stop sharing. All right. Let me look at some of your comments and then I will go ahead and get started. Steve Kyoko, I did Toronto, so maybe that is the reason why. Okay, that you're still waiting. Martin Kurui, watching from Dubai. Mule from Syokimau. Can you advise whether to study a 1-year certificate course or a 2-year diploma course in Canada? Which one is better to get PR faster? Usually what happens, so a certificate is just one level below a diploma. 2 years is a diploma. 2 years is a diploma. 1 year is just a certificate. And just even for your pay, because you're also thinking about the pay. Makora. You're much better off. Doing the 2 year. The 2 year will qualify you for better jobs, better pay, but also, you know, depending on the course that you're taking, and I don't know if you're taking a skilled or an unskilled. That also matters, but it's better for you. You get a also too for your postgraduate work permit. Your postgraduate work permit is also a reference of how much you studied. So the 2 year will give you a little bit more in terms of postgraduate work permit. Getting a work permit after you've studied to just work. It is the equivalent of OPT in the US, the postgraduate work permit. So you do 2 years, then you get a longer postgraduate work permit. But it's also good for you. Pay wise, because you come out more. What do you call it? In a much better position to make more money, but also it helps you more in your PR journey. Yeah. Sawa. Let me do this. Let me make sure do that, and then we get started. Yeah. Let me know, guys, if you guys are ready so that we can start. Okay, pamoja bro, nitaipata hii video nikitoka job. Yeah. So yeah, it's if you go to the Canadian playlist, you'll find it there. It's the step by step. I mean, I can tell you right now, there's so many people who have reached out to me. They applied with that video, they got visas. There's so many of them. I think I say 100 plus because I don't have an actual number. And I know there's so many people who've watched the video and not come back to say thank you for helping me, helping me get the visa. Because unfortunately, a lot of our people are that way. Once they get help, they never come back to say thank you. They never come back to encourage the other people they've left behind. But it's one of the better ways to do it is to do it for yourself, because you save yourself so much money that would have been eaten by an agent. Aya, Diana, Alex Guto, Naivasha tuned in. For business conference, do I need to show my bank statement if I'm attending a fully paid? It's always good to show your bank statement, because it also proves, even if the conference is fully paid by maybe your employer or someone else, it shows that just in case of anything, the funding falls through, you can be able to provide for yourself. You can be able to take care of yourself. Because the Canada visit visa and the US visit visa, they are almost similar in just how they look at things. They want to make sure you have the intent of going back to your home country. They want to make sure too the reason why you're going into either Canada or US, it makes sense. It's consistent that there's a good reason why you're going to visit. But also too, you need to have good home ties. Both countries are pretty much the same when it comes to the visit visa, because they want to know you're coming, you're going to visit, and then after that you go back to your home country. Yeah, you go back to your home country. So they use pretty much this. There's some things that you need to hit when you submit that, and maybe I can start there. Once you guys give me a thumbs up, alafu tuanze. Give me a thumbs up and we can start. We can get the show on the road. Because I even thought there would be. So I had a topic on J1, the camp counselors, but I don't know if we'll have time. To cover that. But I want to make sure at least that we cover Canada. Because of so many people who have gotten visas and they want the information on how to get jobs. Nanini. Charles watching from Doha, Qatar. My plan is to come to Canada as a truck driver with a visit visa. How can I go about it? Oh, and like Charles, I showed you one of the videos that I did on the playlist. It's that exact question you asked me, Charles. How to come as if you are a truck driver. I showed you exactly what you do. Come to Canada as a visit visa, and then you can take it on from there. Get your go on through the truck driver route to then get your work permit and getting your stay in Canada. So you can watch that video on truck drivers. Aya. Colistas, thank you. Appreciation. You're doing a good job. And Mugendi Muni, when someone comes for a conference and it's a 4-day, for example, how long does it take to change the visa? We'll cover that. We'll cover that. John Ramsey, what I do for Australia is I'll bring somebody. I'll bring Lioness Lizzie. I know we talked about education. I'll bring her to talk about work visas. But there's already a video here that I interviewed Lioness Lizzie from Australia. But I tried to focus on, at least I live in America, and so I'm in this place, and so I can be able to. It's easier for me to keep up with the immigration laws and the things and connecting with people versus Australia. I don't want to do too much, because too much, then you you're not, you don't have very good information. And I don't live in Australia. I've never been to Australia. It's on my bucket list. So I leave Australia content to Australian content creators, and I focus on US and now Canada. So I think everybody is good to go. Let me make sure I have my spreadsheet up for the employers. And today we'll talk about some things that maybe I haven't talked about before. Talk about flag polling. I know some people don't know what flag polling is. We'll talk about just talk about the things on the ground. Things on the ground are different than sometimes people don't understand how it's maybe to prepare you mentally, so that when you come here you have an idea. What you have an idea what you're dealing with here. Let me make sure. Let me do this. I'm making sure that my spreadsheet here, you guys can see it. Let me share. Maybe you guys can tell me. Mnaweza niambia. You guys can tell me. Window. I want to do Q1. Where are you, Q1? Here. Okay. Yeah. So this is the spreadsheet that I'll be showing you guys. I want to make sure that you guys can see it. Let me know once you can see it. Ooh, it's tiny. It's tiny. Oh my goodness. I think I'll need to, because I want you guys to see more than. Okay, come here. I want you to see the whole screen. So let me see. I can resize it. Check out some. Or maybe, let me see what I can get rid of. Let me get rid of the address. Get rid of the address by hiding it. And then we can leave the occupation. Then and then we'll get rid of the organization too. Let me see. High wage, low wage, that might not be as important. So let me do that. And then I think we can tell. Now you guys tell me whether you can see it. I know it's not the biggest of things. But you guys tell me if you can see it so that I can get started. I know it's tiny, but I know it's tiny. Ooh, someone is. Can you guys see it? Please let me know if you guys can see it, so that we can continue. And I know that you guys are listening to me. Following on Mugendi's question. Can you come? Okay, my people. Can you see the spreadsheet? Can you guys see the spreadsheet? Whoa, yeah. Please comment. Let me know if you can see the spreadsheet. That way. Mnaona nini yangu? Okay. Yeah. Just wanting to make sure I haven't lost you or yeah. Sawa sawa. Okay, you guys can see my spreadsheet. Sawa sawa. Let's do this. Okay, yes you can. Yes you can. Yeah. Popo. No, I can't see your comments, so I don't know whether you guys are watching me. All right. Sawa sawa. Okay, let's get started, by the way, Basi. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, 1, 2, 3, go. What's up, my people? Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Kenyan American Home and TV, whichever you're watching me from. And if this is your first time here, welcome. Karibu sana, karibu sana, karibu sana. Welcome, and feel free to hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, and you'll get notified every time we upload a new video. So today we're talking about Canada, but we're also talking about employers who have, because every single quarter, what the Canadian government does is it publishes the list of all the employers who have a positive LMIA. An LMIA is a labor market impact assessment. So it's for you to be able to get a job inside of Canada. One of the ways that you can get a job, a temporary, a job in Canada as a with a temporary residence visa is to get an employer that has a positive LMIA. You get jobs that have LMIAs attached to them. That can be a way that you can be able to apply for the job, get the job offer. After you get the job offer, you get the opportunity to apply for a work permit that you can then work on to finally get your permanent residency in Canada. When you come through this way, the LMIA, that the work permit that you get is a closed work permit. It's a closed work permit. That means you kind of have to work with that particular employer. You work with that particular employer for the duration of your work permit. And but it's one of the ways that you can be able to transition from having a visitor visa to getting your permanent residency, So visit visa, apply for the job, get the work permit. After you get the work permit, you work after that, and then accumulate some time, apply for the permanent residency, and then life goes on. Canada is would I say, compared Canada and the US, transitioning, it just really does it does depend with each individual. Some people have a hard time moving from a visit visa to a work visa, or from a visit visa to a permanent residency in Canada. Well, some people have an easier way moving from a visit visa in the US to a green card. It really does depend with sometimes luck, sometimes connection, sometimes great information, which is a lot of times it is great information. When you have good information, that will help you move quickly from your visitor visa to you staying in the country that you're visiting. Let me talk about one thing that is often, I think it's a miscommunication that goes out when people land in Canada with a visit visa. There's a lot of people land in Canada with a visit visa. And what people are telling them, because Canada compared to the US is processing asylums way faster than US is. And there's often this communication, this miscommunication that people say, oh, when you get there, just give yourself up, which even though Canada might be quick in processing this, it also has another disadvantage to it, because the burden of proof, and this happens whether in the US or in Canada, the burden of proof for an asylum case is you need to convince them. You need to have evidence that convinces them that whatever you're saying, whatever your case is, that your life, whether it's your life, it's in real danger. You need to convince them for you to finally give you the grant you your asylum, and then you can move on to getting your permanent residency, and then as you move along some years later, getting your citizenship. People are sometimes almost pushed into that because they don't have information on what can you do with a visit visa in Canada. Up until I think it's February of next. Oh wait, we're not 2024 of 2025. Canada has, there's this policy that's still open that gives you the opportunity to go to Canada and change your visit visa into something else, whether it's changing your visit visa into your student visa, changing your visit visa into a work visa. Canada right now has a policy that accepts that. But if someone tells you, because I've seen so many people online, and especially some celebrities going online talking about this, it is a very risky way to go about it, especially if your case is not genuine. If your case is genuine, that's a totally different thing, because then you'll go and you'll be able to prove that your case is genuine, and that happens, and it happens for you quickly, faster, quickly. It happens for you faster in Canada than it probably does in the US. In the US, it takes about 180. You'll get your work permit in 180 days. In Canada, it just, they do it faster. It takes less than the number of days it takes in the US, because in the US you have to at least wait for at least 150 days for then you can apply for the work permit, and then after another 30 days then they can be able to give you a work permit. That's 180 days to get your work permit. Canada is happening faster, but as I told you, on the other side of things is, if your case is not strong, that means you're closer to deportation than anything else. And that's been the case that has been happening in Canada. So many people have kind of gotten into that trap, and they've just filed for asylum, and their cases are not genuine. And then what ends up happening is they end up getting deported. And because the Canadian process is going faster, you end up getting deported as soon as they can, So that is, I would not recommend for anybody to go that direction. If you want to stay, if you want to change your visit visa if you want to change your visit visa legally, I would not, especially if you don't have a genuine case for asylum, please don't go there. Don't make up stuff. Because you end up making it more impossible for people with genuine cases. Because then, if all these people are coming in and they're having all these cases that are not real cases, you make it harder for people who have genuine cases, because there are people who have genuine cases and they're running away from their home countries for whatever reason, whether it's their race or nationality, or they belong to a social group, or or it's something political. So please stay away from that. Let's focus on some of the ways, some of the other better ways. Other better ways, you can join school. You can join school in Canada. For people often say schools are very expensive. Yeah, I know schools are very expensive, but there's also different levels of schools. And also, where a school is located, sometimes how big a school is kind of goes hand in hand with determining this is the school fees that you have to pay. What ends up happening is, community colleges are cheaper than universities. And so sometimes if you go through the community college route, you'll end up paying less than if you go to the university route. But they all lead, because you can go to the community college, get your diploma, and then after that you can move on to to the university and finish your degree. And so you can choose to go the route of community colleges, because there's community colleges. But there's also there's also vocational schools. There's schools that teach people very handy jobs, like blue collar jobs, things like truck driving. You can go to school and become, study to become a plumber, study to become an electrician. I've done videos on these topics, and shared some of the schools in Canada that will help you with that, whether it's truck driving or plumbing. That those videos are in my YouTube channel. These are legal ways for you to change your visit visa. Okay. And then, so that's cool. There's marriage also happens. If you fall in love with somebody, that can be a way. Some people have changed their visit visa to, through marriage. There's and then there's a work visa, which covers a lot of things. A lot of there's a lot of categories under here when it comes to the work visa. Then we talked about the asylum and the humanitarian grounds. That's I would say avoid that if that's not your case, and then focus on now what we're going to be talking about, which is a work visa. Work visa can be applying for finding employers who have an LMIA, a labor market impact assessment. Labor market impact assessment allows, it kind of gives, it's you're kind of making the case of, I have to hire these foreigners because there's a shortage of people in Canada who can be able to do this job, or there's I don't have the expertise in there's not the I don't have the expertise here in Canada for people doing this job, and so I really need those foreigners to come, and that it's Canada, Canada, America, Canada, US. It's it's the land of the immigrants. There's a lot of immigrants in the US. It's the backbone. They need more people because Canada, because of the weather and all those things, people tend to move away from Canada because of the weather. Canada, a lot of Canada is inhabited, uninhabited. They need more people. That's what they've constantly said, because they need more people. They have an older generation, they need to replace their workers and all that stuff. And so suffice to say, work visa is one of the ways that you can change your visit visa. But there's also some provinces, they do have, like, the government gives them provincial nominations. Like if you have a province in Canada that is having a major shortage of caregivers, a major shortage of bus drivers, major shortage of whatever, they are given provincial nomination, and they're given an opportunity to hire foreigners to come and take care of that shortage. So that's like the provincial nominations. But I'll tackle the LMIA. So for you to be able to change from a visit visa to a work visa through through this temporary visa, you need to find a job, and that job needs to have an LMIA, a positive LMIA. Okay. And then what you do is you apply to that particular job. After you apply to that job, you're given the offer, and after you get the offer, you start the process of applying for a work visa. Now, what I'm gonna do is I know sometimes you end up like a lot of people are ending up in Canada. And a lot of them, because either you're using agencies don't prepare you for life in Canada. Because sometimes what they tell you out there about how it looks is very different than things on the ground. Things on the ground, they are very different. Oftentimes they tell you, oh, you'll get there and it's just the land of milk and honey. But the reality on the ground is things are different. And you might need to work a little bit harder for you to change it. But it's not doable. It's very doable. What so there's I'll talk about the work visas, the LMIA things. But so with a visit visa, you have 6 months of stay. They give you apply for the Canada visit visa depending on your passport. If your passport is valid for 10 years, they'll give you the 10 years multi-entry. Okay, once you get the 10 years multi-entry, you can only stay in Canada for a maximum of 6 months. So same thing as the US. After the 6 months, you're supposed to kind of have exited before your 6 months is over. But if your intention is to stay, what happens, and these people don't know about this, you can actually extend your visit visa. If you're having a hard time struggling to find a job, you can extend your visit visa. What does that mean? That means then you're not out of status. So then you keep your status open, but you give yourself more room to find a job. A job that has an LMIA, a job that has LMIA, that will help you change your visit visa to your work visa. And also too, if maybe you've applied, these things take time. If you've applied, if you're on a visit visa and you've applied for your work visa, during this process, you can also extend your visit visa. That way you're still, you're still in status. Now, when you extend a visit visa, please don't exit, because an extension, getting an extension is different than your original. So please don't exit. If your intention is to stay because you've extended it. You'll have more time to look for jobs, more time to look for schools, and what have you. Okay, are we together until that point? Anybody with a question for the process until there? There's nothing that is easy, by the way. If you're looking for an easy is not in the immigration process from Africa to North America. If you're looking for easy, my friend, you're looking in the wrong place. There's nothing easy. Even when you get if you get your person, you get somebody and you get married to them, the process is still tedious. You get a DV loan, it is still tedious. There's nothing easy, man. So easy, throw it out of the conversation. If you're looking for easy, then stay wherever you are. But if you're coming here, you have to be willing to, you have to fold your shirt, my friend, and work for it. It is not easy. It is not easy for an immigrant. But once you get here and you're able to fold your shirt and do it, man, things start to happen. One thing start to happen, your life changes. Your life changes because it's, North America, there's a lot of opportunities. A lot of opportunities. So I want to stop there and ask if there's any questions before I jump into, into other things. I'll talk about flagpoling, I think, towards the end. But some people have often talked about flagpoling on a visit visa, but very dangerous. And I'll explain to you what flagpoling is. It's it's used in, there's some good instances where you can use flagpoling, but our people and their creativity have been using flagpoling as a way to change their visit visas. It's risky, but it is our people. So no questions up until that time. We jump into LMIA jobs and finding jobs. Going once, going twice, going let's go on. People are asking about bank statements and applications. I'll let that continue. People who are in Canada already with a visit visa, and you're applying for jobs with Indeed and Job Bank. As much as it is very good to do that, Canada, from the ground, it is not easy to get. It is not easy to get responses through Indeed or Job Bank. I don't know how Canada works, but it kind of like the situation on the ground is like in the US. Indeed, ZipRecruiter, you get jobs. That's how I've always applied for jobs. Very easy. You get, they either tell you, okay, we've decided to go a different direction, or they call you for interviews in Canada. man. So many people, you see people, even people who are already in Canada and they have work permits. They complain. They're complaining that go to all those job boards and stuff because they have like Facebook groups that have, so some of the places that you can find these jobs are in, you can find them in the Facebook groups. There are groups like, jobs, cash jobs in whatever, maybe you're in Kelowna, you're in Kelowna in British Columbia, or you are in Calgary in Alberta, or you're somewhere in Saskatchewan, or you are in Winnipeg, Manitoba, or you are in, Toronto, Ontario, or Ottawa, you're in Quebec. Quebec, potato. Depending on wherever you are, there are Facebook groups that kind of are targeted towards that particular community. You can join those groups if you're already in Canada, and maybe you are in, you're in a certain city in Ontario. Just join these. Look for Facebook groups that have jobs in that area. Sometimes they give you options for cash jobs, or people looking for, I'm looking for somebody to, I'm looking for someone to hire, all those things. You can find them in the Facebook group. I've shared about Craigslist. If you haven't seen that video, it's already here. Craigslist is a lifesaver for so many things. Craigslist is a lifesaver for finding rooms, people who have rooms to rent, because sometimes you don't have you don't have the financial muscle, or to be able to get your own apartment. But sometimes through Craigslist you can get people who are renting a room. You can rent a room for so much cheaper than getting your own apartment while you establish yourself. Or Craigslist also gives you the option to find for cash jobs that are available, that will give you some pocket money, and yeah. So that's like finding, or like there's Job Bank, and then there's Indeed. These are all ways to find jobs. But in Canada, Craigslist is faster. Facebook group might be, but I think I have also had a lot of people complaining about Facebook groups, that these people never respond and stuff. But Indeed, Job Bank, man, I have had people sending in 50, 100 applications. Nothing. Nobody is responding. Nobody. When you're applying for these jobs. Now, let me tell you on the ground what you need to do. Show up. If you find a job and you apply for it, show up in person. Show up. Present yourself. Just, sometimes out of sight, out of mind, but also, I think maybe it's super cold in Canada that the computers are freezing. They are not delivering your applications. But show up in these places. Ask, by the way, my name is so and so, and I had applied for this position, and I haven't had, and I'll really be excited to work for you. This, sometimes taking the initiative to show up will give you a better chance of getting a response, versus just sending an application there at the comfort of your desk. So move around, man. Move, because sometimes you can even go to that particular job and ask them, by the way, me, I'm looking for a job. Yeah. And if they're like, okay, when we might not be able to get to that until this time, you can ask them, by the way, do you know of somebody else who's hiring? It is networking, my friend. Networking is way better than sitting at the comfort of your desk waiting for things to happen. You go make things happen. This is, yeah. You go make things. You don't just sit down and wait. You go make things happen. Yeah. The other way you can make things happen is, on top of going and going to these places that you're applying for jobs, is you can also use temp agencies. Another video that I've done. Temp agencies are temporary agencies that are looking, what happens is, an employer. This works in the US as well. If you're in the US, you're struggling to get a job, use temp agencies. Temp agencies work this way: temp agency and the employer, and then there's you in the middle. All right. So what happens is, some employers don't want to take the risk of taking an employee, training them, investing time and resources in them, pouring, because training an employee it can be quite expensive. It takes a lot of time and resources. And for you to be able to invest in this new person that way, and then down the line, maybe a month, this guy you find that he's a terrible employee. So instead of making that big of a commitment to somebody that you don't know whether they're gonna work out or they're not, and it happens a lot here, in North America, man. Some people are lazy. They're like, their resumes look good, but they cannot do the job. They come in and it's like, wow, people can lie in their resumes. And it's not until they start working then you realize, wow. So you said you can do this, but you actually cannot even do anything. And so instead of the employer jumping in and investing in an employee and pouring into them, what they do is they find a temp agency. And with a temp agency, they have a contract. They say to the temp agency, okay, we're looking for this person who has this and this and this qualification. Find us that person. And then now the temp agency is empowered to go find employees who have those particular qualifications that the employer is looking for. So now the temp agencies interviews you. They help you. Now the temp agency, your relationship with the temp agency is the temp agency doesn't get paid until you get employed. So for them, they have to find you a job. That's how they get paid. So they are motivated, extra motivated to find you a job, because they find you a job, they get, there's a contract they have with the employer. They get paid a portion, and you as an employee, you get paid your salary. So they are motivated to help you find a job. Temp agencies, people don't know about it. One of the easier ways that you can, especially if there's this one big organization that you've always wanted to work for, and you've tried applying directly and they're not giving you any, you always get the denial letters. Temp agencies can be a good way for you to get your foot in, because once you get your foot in, you can be able to prove to the employers that you can actually, you hire me, I'm a good employee. And then boom. Now what happens is, once you get a job, the temp agencies helps you get a job, is you have a contract. A lot of them are like 90-day contracts. So you start now, the temp agencies is paying you, but you're working for the employer. So you go to the employer as an employee, but as an employee of the particular employer you're working for, but your paychecks are coming from the temp agency, So you go show your work ethic, your discipline, showing up on time and doing the job. And I promise you, a lot of times you don't even finish the 90-day contract. Because if an employer sees you are a hard worker, you have good work ethic, they will buy your contract out. That's what a lot of things that it happens. I've used a temp agency, and at the minute I got into that company, it was a big company that I wanted to get into. I got in there and I worked my tail off. The employer, it did not even finish 15 days. Because the employer could see, wow, this person, we don't want this person, we don't want to lose this, because it's hard to get good employable people. It's hard to get good employees. Within 15 days, they had bought out my contract, my 90-day, and I was hired full time in that particular company. You see, I saw this big company. I really wanted to work for it, get that experience. Went through a temp agency, got the job. I went in there. I did my job. The employer hired me, and now you've got a job. You've got everything you need. That's temp agencies trying to tell you about better ways to find for jobs. Because sitting at your desk and sometimes just sending all these applications, my friend, you can wait, and you will wait. And people have waited. It's like you hear people, oh, I came in August. I haven't gotten a job until December. Why? You ask them, you'll come to realize, oh, the reason is because they are waiting at the comfort. You're waiting for things to happen, miracles to happen for you. So now when it comes to finding a job, and you want to apply for job in job bank and Indeed, or ZipRecruiter, whichever you're applying for, whichever. Nixon Mumanyi is telling you, I have done 120 plus applications in Indeed, and just only 3 responded. Can you imagine? Even even Walmart in Canada never responds after advertising in Indeed. That is the reality, and it is the reality in Canada. It's a totally different reality in the US. US they hire people based off Indeed and Zip recruiters. But in Canada, you will send this. So for you who has been doing this, sending applications and not doing anything, my friend, you will keep beating that drum until you're old and you clock. So the other thing I want to talk to people who are back in Kenya doing the same thing. No, now can you imagine the people in Canada looking for these jobs are kind of having the same issues of applying and not responding. Now let's go back to somebody in Kenya. You are already outside of Canada, and all you do is to keep applying for these jobs. My friend, I'm here to just tell you the easier way. It is not easy, but your best chances lie in apply for the visit visa, and then when you land in Canada, you find a way to change your visit visa into the work visa. Because unless maybe you're talking about highly skilled, and those are like things like direct entries, highly specialized, highly skilled professions. If you're talking about that, that's totally different. But my friend, you're talking about you're applying for a job to like to work in a farm, or a caregiver, or an unskilled position, my friend, and you're there in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, sending resume, applying for all these jobs, my friend, you will keep applying. Yeah? And Ruto Ruto the fifth will becomes another president, and the time will roll before you get any traction, and your time is running out because you have until at least, I don't know if the other government that's going to come into Canada, they're going to extend this policy of giving you the opportunity to change your visit visa. So please, it is the easier way. Go through the visitor. Once you go through the visitor, and with all this information that I'm giving you, you can be able to change. Otherwise, my friend, yeah, I can tell you, your chances of getting into Canada with an unskilled position and applying for jobs are this much. If you're applying from home, work visa, my friend. So yeah, because it's not easy to changing visit visa. Now let's jump into, you're in Canada now, because I have given you educated you to stop applying from home and apply for your visit visa. And I've already shown you the video here on YouTube how you can go ahead and apply for that. You are landing here. I mean, just even before landing here, and you don't want school, marriage has, yeah. But also too, this planning, my people plan, Aki. People will plan. That's why I discourage agents, because agents will it is you being lazy, paying somebody to do everything for you. Man, these agencies, the agents, they will discombobulate your life, my friend. Because you land here and you expect, because they tell you, oh, I know, I'll get you a job. But my friend, as soon as you panda that flight, as soon as you're on that flight, the agent is already washing their hands. I've gotten you into Canada. Now you're on your own. And because you are lazy to just pay and sit back for someone to do your process, you land in Canada. Now you're having to panic. Guy, there's nobody picking me up at the airport. Guy, Jesus. Yeah? Oh, my host is not answering me. Yeah? What am I going to do? You start to panic. And that is when I get inboxes. Guy, help me. Help me. Oh, Kenyan American home. Help me. I'm in here in Canada, struggling, stranded. Those are the people that you get, and you are in a different country that you have no idea because you did not take the time to learn about the country you're going to. Those are the people sleeping on the streets. Why? Because they landed thinking, oh, this process is very easy. All I have to do is sell all my belongings, my house, my land, my building, my everything, and pay this individual. This individual is gonna deliver me into Canada and into money, and my life will never be the same again. My friend, think twice. Because you will be brought back to factory settings. And that is what has happened to a lot of people coming here with agents. You land in Canada, you get you are taken back to factory settings because the things on the ground are very different, my friend. You need information. Yeah. Now you're struggling. Now you just landed. You're like, oh my gosh. That is why you panic into going into asylum, because people land there and they're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And then the first person you wait, go tell them, yeah, go tell them FGM, go tell them Mungik, go tell them, hey, MCA kaput, you now go home because they gonna pew pew you, and I'm out of that. But I help you guys, and I help. It is good. Invest in good information. Yeah. Now let's jump to the employer. So every quarter, the IRCC kind of publishes a list of all the employers who, they've applied. They've applied. They have a positive. They were issued with a positive uh, labor market impact, a positive LMIA. This can be a good way for you to kind of know, okay, if I'm in this particular province, there's this particular employers that usually apply for LMIA for people. That is a good indication for you to be like, okay, I have more chances with this employer because they actually have applied for an LMIA for somebody and it's been approved. So now let's jump into this thing. Julie Chege says, Julie Chege, I can attest that changing visit visa to work visa in Canada is not a walk in the park. It's actually next to impossible. It's just as easy. It's not as easy as it sounds. Yeah, you need good information. You need good information. You need good information. Momba from Pretoria. Let me share this. Let me share this thing. Yeah. All right. Okie dokie. Sawa. So this is Q1 2023. Q1 2023. This was published in March. It was published in March of 2023. March 31st, 20. So these are the employers who, let me see, maybe make this one. These are the employers who. So what this list does, and I'll give you the link on this. I'll give you the link on where you can find this information. But it gives you the province. Maybe let me make this bold. It gives you the province, and it gives you the program. Program what? Program stream. So if it's a high wage, a low wage. So a high wage is more, what do you call it? There's more skill needed. Low wage are, things that are kind of unspecialized. Can you see me? Stephen Kinyenj, I cannot see you. I cannot see you. So the province, the employer, the occupation, we don't want the address, so I'll hide the address again there. And then it'll tell you to one of the things it'll tell you whether, so they've applied for one LMIA and it was approved. What's this? Approved LMIA. Oh, approved LMIS. Let me see. Oh, approved LMIA and approved positions. Yeah. So I don't know how many people are going to Newfoundland. Newfoundland is it's rural, and I haven't met somebody who went to Canada and went to Newfoundland. It can act. So, by the way, if you are in Newfoundland, because I'm sure there's a Kenyan in Newfoundland, if you're in Newfoundland in Canada, please, man, please tell us. Tell us how is Newfoundland and Labrador. Please tell us. Oh, I would love to interview you. I have never met somebody who's in the Newfoundland and Labrador province in Canada. So please reach out. Reach out. So let's move from Newfoundland because I don't think there's a big market here for Newfoundland. And then there's also another province is Prince Edward Island. Again, I don't know anybody in Prince Edward Island. Don't know anybody in Prince Edward Island. Let's keep moving. But you'll notice, man, look at this. Look at this job here. Look at this company here. And maybe jumping is not a good idea. Because look at this company here. It's called Vanco Farms. This is working in a farm. Vanco Farms, and what I'll do is I'll actually bring it up. I'll share with you. Actually, I don't think it's a very good idea to jump because by jumping, we'll miss very good information. Or get interview with Joyce Nas Canada. So Prince Edward Island, there's this company called Vanco Farms. It applies general farm workers, and they have like 104 LMIA approved. 104 LMIA approved positions. Okay, let's go look at that particular nini. Let's go look at that particular. Let me stop share because maybe passing on it is not a good idea. Actually be helpful to somebody if we go do that. So let's look at this company here, Vanco Farms. All right. So you jump into Vanco Farms and you see they do potatoes and they do tulips. So these are flowers and potatoes. Let's jump into potatoes. Let's go into the potatoes. So Vanco Farms, potatoes, kind of gives you, okay, so this is Vanco Farms. It specializes in specialty potatoes, organic potatoes, premium cut tulips. It's family owned. So this is a family. And they are saying they're industrial leaders. Gives you information about them. They're in Prince Edward. Do they give you contact us? So it gives you the team. You can go to the team. You can see. So these people, you'll see it's their family. See, their last name is the same. Probably brothers. And then they have all these people who looks like it's a family too. So those are the people, but their contacts are there. So, and they have locations. Yeah, looks like they're in Prince Edward. They have farming. So they do have a lot of locations. And sometimes it's like some of these people is just calling them and finding out. Oh, careers. Okay, let's look at careers. So when you look at careers, you have current. They have a farm worker. Oh, let me see. So they have this position. It opens up as a PDF. Vanco Farms, they have shipper receiver packaging. Shipper receiver packaging. Okay. Specializes in whatever, and then kind of gives you the positions. Tells you the wage rate is 15 to 17 per hour based on. So you get a full. Oh, let me make it bigger for you guys to see. So this is a backdoor way of looking for jobs. Backdoor way of looking for jobs. So because this company already, it has like 104 LMIA positions approved. So you go through the back door. Go through the back door and get, so position, you see it's a shipper receiver, and it tells you the responsibility. You'll be packaging in a storage facility. Skills, you're able to lift up to 50 pounds. What is 50 pounds to kgs to pounds? Kgs to pounds. If you're able to lift 22 kgs, you're able to lift 22 kgs. You can use a forklift. So people who are heavy equipment operators. See, heavy equipment operators, direct experience in shipping, receiving, you're focusing on safety, organization skill, effective communication. So you see, it tells you here the wage rate it's not too much, 15 to 17. But again, what you're interested in is a work permit. So don't worry too much about how much they're paying, because a lot of let me see, interested applicants can forward their resumes to the attention of Aaron Jose, Human Resources. Gives you the email that you can forward the CV, and it tells you hours of work vary dependent on customer orders, flexibility to work days, as well as working evenings and Saturdays would be required. There you have it. So, that's Prince Edward. Let's look at another one. Go back to the list. I think, it wasn't a very good idea to skip on them. Let's look at them. Even Newfoundland. Yeah? Even Newfoundland. Let's go to Newfoundland. Yeah. Let's share. Presenter. Share screen. They only accept people from the Caribbean in the farm workers program. Julia Samson only accept. There's a thing called rules, and you can always talk your way. These are the things. That you can always find a way. It is North America. Just because they say it that way doesn't mean that it's always that way. There's always a loophole, my friend. If they're looking for workers. Yeah. Me, I got a scholarship that was meant for Russian Ukrainian students in the US. That's what they had said in their brochures. Russian Ukrainian students. One of the things you have to understand is, man, some of these places, as long as you can go, explain yourself, you can be able to jump over the hoop. Another example I can give you, the school that I went to, they told me, for you to do a master's in accountancy, you need to have a GMAT. But what did I do? I went to the dean's office and I sat with the dean. Everybody who had enrolled in that particular program, they had done a GMAT. I did not do a GMAT. I went into the office of the dean and I was able to argue my case why I do not need to do a GMAT. And she took my case to the board, and the board approved. He doesn't need to do a GMAT. I did not do a GMAT. Again, there's sometimes, Kenya is like this way in terms of, they tell you can But here, there is always a thing about express yourself. Don't always limit you. Be the first person to jump into that. But it is not it is not only just about farming, the farming program. These jobs are all over the place. So that was just one example, Vanco Farms, that I used on that was farming. But again, don't be stopped, my friend. Don't be stopped. All right, let's move on. I think that took some of my energy. Some of my energy, man. All right. Let's do Newfoundland. Newfoundland, let's look for one with so there's a lot of fishing in Labrador. So there's fisheries. There's fisheries. A lot of fishing, plant workers, seafood. Barry Group looks like a big company in Newfoundland. And some of these things, if you don't try, you don't try. And then we'll keep moving to provinces that people are aware of. Maya. So let me share Newfoundland. Barry Group. So Barry Group is fishing. So it's a seafood, exporting top quality seafood around the world. So they have their seafood there. They have lobsters, crab, shrimp, cod, herring, mackerel, a squid, blue mussel, a halibut, capelin, ocean perch, fish meal, and fish oil. Okay, so this one looks like they specialize in fishing. And then if we go to about, so like this looks like a big, Barry Group is a big fish. It's a family company too, but it's a big company that does a lot of fishing, shipping seafood to 40 countries worldwide. Products, standards, history, contact. Again, and I don't know why they have NL. So I mean, they do have an email. If you want to go and check out, again, you're applying to all these places. You're not applying to one place. Send an email. Who says you can't get a job? Send an email, man. Express yourself. Express yourself. Express yourself. Don't listen to people sometimes. Some people will mislead you. History, standards, quality, blah blah blah. This one looks like they're not giving you the link on careers bar. So, and the point here is finding a backdoor to this company has applied for so many LMIAs. What does that mean? It means there's that's a good somewhere, a good company to start that has a lot of jobs available. So that's Barry Group, but so you'll notice too that they're like everywhere, from high wage, so like administrative assistants, to senior managers, and financial specialist physicians, university professors and lecturers, food service supervisors, material handlers, hairstylists and barbers, retail sales supervisors, a lot of fishing, store clerk, truck drivers. So people who are asking for truck drivers. This one, the Atlantic grocery distributors. Let me see whether they have a job. People who are asking for truck driving. But in some of this, so This is after, I mean, you go get your license. Careers. Oh yeah, they do have a, so like this one has an open position. No, it's in Newfoundland, but it has an open position. Stop share. Guess we'll be doing a lot of stop share and sharing. This is the Atlantic Grocery Distribution. Atlantic Grocery Distribution. So they are in Newfoundland. Then if you come here, so tells you they have about 250 people. If you have experience or education in inside and outside sales, so you see here, purchasing, marketing, business management, IT. Please send your resume. Please forward your resume and cover letter to this particular. So if you're into truck driving, warehouse operation, maintenance, accounting, admin, occupational health, IT, business management, marketing, purchasing, you send them a CV. So right now they have a class 1 driver position that is open. Class 1 driver. And so tells you about the qualifications. You need a high school. So if you finished high school, diploma, if you have a diploma from a recognized training institute or equivalent, certificate of good conduct, driver's abstract, and then you have to hold a valid class 1 driving license. It says you must be eligible to work in Canada. Eligible to work in Canada. But again, I mean, I think this was just one, Nini. The best thing you can do is just send them a Nini. Send them a resume and a cover letter. Okay. Let's move on to other provinces that are better known. Okay, fiti. So Newfoundland, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia. I know Kenyans in Nova Scotia. So this is and you see, so like this company, Nova Scotia Limited, they're looking for, they applied for LMIAs for roofers and shinglers, admin assistants, and business development officers. So you can see here, they have 3 positions. They have 3 positions for roofers. And roofers, these are people in construction. Let me see. I think I'll pick one that has a lot more positions that have construction. So it looks like Nova Scotia, a lot of the positions are in construction. So laborers, bakers. So as a baker, 1 position, 1 LMIA. So as the LMIA for carpenters. Eastwater Professional Roofing Service. Let's look at that one. Yeah. So again, this is working from the back door. Working from the back door to get these jobs. And I tell you, if you are able to find this, because this list will give you the address. So you'll see, okay, you're looking at Eastwater company, this Eastwater Roofing. It'll give you the address. It'll give you the address that is hidden right now. And you can actually be able to go to that particular employer because they have 3 positions that were approved for LMIA. So yeah, and just to go back to clarify, these are approved LMIAs, and these are the approved positions. So these are the number of positions that they can hire with that LMIA. So it's been approved. And this one was completed. This is in the Q. Well, this is Q1. So you can go to the list and look at Q3, and most probably those Q3 ended in around September. Most probably those Nini, they haven't been able to hire. They haven't been able to hire people. So these are probably positions that are still available. Billy Graham, I think you are using a kabambe. You are using a kabambe. So I think I was looking at Eastwater Professional Roofing. Eastwater Professional Roofing Services Limited. Nova Scotia. Some of this might not even have websites. East Roofing. Actually, let me look at the address to make sure that it is the actual Nini I'm looking at. So Eastwater is, the address is Yarmouth. Yarmouth, B5A, 5H8. So that's not it. It's not it. So, but you do have, you do have the address. So if you want to go to that place, you can go. Let's look for another one. Irving Shipbuilding. Irving Shipbuilding Inc. Irving Shipbuilding Inc. in Nova Scotia. To talk about the weather. It's cold. There's nothing to talk about the weather. It's cold. You just have to dress warmly. Okay. Let's look at ship. This one here. Well, you're moving to Canada. You're not worried about the weather, my friend. It is cold. Just dress warmly. Will make you feel warm. It's cold in Canada. Nova Scotia. But it is some of those places that are cold are some of those places that are easier to get that Nini. Once you get that work visa, then you can hopefully move to a warmer place. So this is Irving Shipbuilding. Man, this ones they specialize in like shipbuilding. They do have a lot of, you see some of those thin and they like so like this one, you see it's a black person on their cover. They sometimes companies they can tell you so much on, you go to their website, you look at the website and you see this lady here, working at Irving Shipbuilding. So there's professional roles, as as we saw in that list, the skilled trades. So here, let's search by position maybe. So if you come here, you look at their jobs. Look at their jobs here. Yeah. This looks like Kamau. This one here. You see, he looks like Kamau. Kamau. All right. So we know for sure they have. We know for sure they have 4 because we checked on the list. No, actually, let me go back to the list. So Irving Shipbuilding Inc. They have 6. They have 6 positions open and 6 LMIAs that are open. So there's a financial analyst position, there's a program manager, there's a junior project control specialist. It's a 12-month term. There's a senior supply chain specialist in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. The team lead. Let me see. Do they have skills? Trades. Look at many positions in construction. Maybe I was better off. Okay, let me see. Oh yeah, they. So yeah, they do have all these positions for constructions that are. So man, if you're a pipe laborer, let's look at pipe laborer. Pipe laborer. Uh, Pipe laborer tells you can clean ground, buried pipes, clean surfaces, maintain tools. So experience 2 to 5 years labor experience in civil construction industry. So if you are mtu wa mujengo, if you're into construction and you've done some of this, this is a good opportunity for you to look at. Good opportunity. They're not looking at, you just have to have experience. That's all. That's the only thing they're looking at. Experience and then all these other skills. Not even like you've gone to school or whatever. But that's pretty much it. Just have experience in construction and pipe laboring and you're good. Aye. Okay. Let's go back to the list. Man, this one is ending up taking up so much time than I thought. Yeah, but there's I guess we won't have so much time as I thought we would. But I think it's good to go through. So there's Nova Scotia. There's all this. So basically that's the idea. You come in here, look at the province, look at the company, look at what the positions are. The cooks, laborers, food service, material handlers. And these are like LMIA. These are companies that have applied for LMIAs. But we can see nothing in the screen. Oh, Masharia Mwaura is saying hakuna za New Brunswick. I think New Brunswick it should be here. All right, so that's Nova Scotia and Masharia, just like you asked. New Brunswick, you have it here. Truck drivers, machine tool operators. Clad Tech is looking for a lot of carpenters. They're looking for 16 carpenters. So if you are a carpenter there, my friend, see, they're looking for 16 carpenters. So then from here, you can go to the particular website and apply. Because you can use Job Bank. Job Bank is a way. But if you actually want companies that have LMIAs, this is the best way to go about it, is to work from behind. So Nani, Masharia, what industry are you in? So there's a high wage industry. Wow, these carpenters is high wage. So these carpenters are getting paid good money. Truck drivers, air pilots, flight engineers, truck drivers, physicians, electrician, accommodation, tourism. This one looks like a Muindi somewhere. So you get J Brapu looks like a Muindi. J Brafu hospitality. That's kind of how sometimes you look at the name and this is a Muindi. So you might work out for you. Like Pramuk. This another looks like another Muindi company here. But New Brunswick, Nani Masharia. What is your tumejua Masharia, by the way, when you go man, once you get there, it would be nice, man. Send me a message, Nani Maura, Masharia Maura. We can talk once you get there, man, to talk through New Brunswick. Pia, you don't hear so many people going to New Brunswick. Francis Mwangi, if you're worried about the ICD, you're worried about the Nini, I have done a video on tracking. Go watch it. Go watch it. Go watch it. Go watch it. But yeah, you see, there's a lot of opportunities here. Food supervisors, food testers, a lot of cooks. Like this NB Inc. looks like it's hiring a lot of housekeepers and cooks. Yeah. Now I'm afraid if I give you this list that the agents are going to come and even con you even more. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes when I come educate you people, it's like I'm giving agents more ammunition to con you people because you don't want to come and listen to my videos. I'm giving these are like, so instead of going to Indeed, instead of going to Job Bank, instead of going to Job Bank and Indeed, this can be I'm gonna tell you, this is a backdoor way. If you're already here, you go to that place, go to that, go, instead of going through Job Bank, go to that particular website, company website, look at them. Once you look at, and it's very easy to look, you see the way I've been doing it. I've been taking their name, pasting it on Google, making sure the address matches. Most of these companies have websites, and it'll take you there. Once you get there, there's always that tab that says careers. Once you go to careers, you can tell what positions are open. But you already know. You come into the website knowing, these people have one LMIA and they have all these positions that are open. New Brunswick, there's a BKR management. Let me see this BKR management because it looks like it has food counter attendants. These are jobs that don't need a lot of qualification. Let me see. BKR management. They might not have BKR management. Let me see. It might not have a website. It's in New Brunswick. But like the guy who go Nani, Mashari, if you're going, this can be a place you show up and you tell them, my guys, I want a job, Bana. I want a job. Oh, BKR management is here. Oh, they don't have an actual website. They don't have an actual website. Letters. No. So you don't start in Job Bank. You start here. Start on the list. And then when you start because Job Bank, you have to go search for LMIA jobs and blah, blah, blah. Some of them are old jobs because sometimes it takes Job Bank a while to update them and all that stuff. But here you're going directly through the website of the companies. And you already know these people, they've applied for LMIA and they've been approved. Yeah, Lucy Kimani, yeah. Their jobs, the nursing jobs. Nursing jobs, they are. Let's keep moving, I think. Tuingie kwa, because we haven't even gotten to provinces where a lot of people either are going. Oh, Nani. So Lucy Kimani. So see here, like this one, Grass Home Limited. They're hiring nurse aides, orderlies, patient something services. So yeah, looks like a care kind of facility. Home support workers, housekeeping, fishing. This is all New Brunswick. farm farm workers, nursery green workers. Alafu Quebec. Ah, Quebec. Quebec, there's a the challenge with Quebec is I think you need language because Quebec is a French-speaking province. So, hey, Kanjingo Koleb. Kanjingo Koleb, can't we have jobs for non-professionals? My friend, have you been watching this video, Ama? You've been sleeping. Have you been sleeping, Ama? What? Yeah? Am I talking to myself? I have talked about, like, even look at the screen right now. Yeah? Look at the screen right now. You talk about non-professional jobs. You can even see them looking at them. Huh? Restaurant, sheet metal workers, cooks, all this non-professional. Food counter attendants, kitchen help. My friend, Quebec, yeah, Quebec, one of the things about, is it Quebec or Quebec, whatever, Quebec, is you need, there's, Quebec usually has some additional things that you need to consider. But it's also a French-speaking province. So unless you are maybe well versed in French and all that stuff, looks like Canada Inc. Canada Inc. looks like there's a lot of jobs with Canada Inc. So many, like transport truck drivers. Oh, by the way, truck driving, Quebec is one of the good ones. So you can see here, this Canada Inc. is hiring transport truck drivers. It's like 33 positions that are open for truck drivers. 33 positions open for truck drivers. Quebec they always have this additional hoop you have to jump just because it's a French speaking. Most of the people there speak French. So you'll see, Maze, you'll see truck drivers. People asking for truck drivers. You saw. People were saying that the video is blurry. Once it loads, you go back, you'll see it. It'll be clear. It'll be clear. It'll be clear. It'll be clear. Yeah. So that's Quebec. Quebec again. Let's move away from Quebec. Your screen must be blurry right now, but there's a lot of Quebec has. I mean, you can see Quebec, like all these positions in Quebec. So many truck drivers. Quebec is one of the best in terms of getting jobs there. That will help you change your visit visa. But there you go, Quebec. We're still at Quebec. All these, they need people. They need people. I mean, I feel like it's like the whole list is Quebec. All these are and these are LMIAs, companies that they've applied and received. It's like wholesale. They need people like nothing, like serious business. Are you guys seeing this? And this is just one quarter. This is just one quarter. And you even forget. It's like Quebec for the win. I can't even scroll fast. I have to go. Finally, we're done with Quebec. But you have seen. I think we started like close to. I don't know. I don't even think we were 1,000 yet. Like 5,000 with multiple LMIAs. Ontario. You see, there's carpenters. Or Canada Inc. looks like a company that is hiring a lot of Kutus loud and clear. You're logging in from Kutus. Canada Inc. looks like. Let me see this Canada Inc. and see. This Canada Inc. has a lot of positions from Quebec to what is it? Uh, no, they don't have a website, but they are being labeled as Canada Inc. Being labeled as Canada Inc. Huh. Yeah, a lot of Lmia Canada Inc. Are these using the same address? Let me check, make sure they. So Canada Inc. Mississauga. So this Canada Inc. are in Mississauga. But it helps because you have the address. And if you want to go to that particular Nini, you can go there. You can go there. Ah, let me look for company in Ontario that has. So yeah, there's a lot of Nini, a lot of Canada Inc. too in Ontario. Wondering this, like you show up in this Mississauga office, Canada Inc., Canada Inc., Canada Inc., Ontario Limited, and Canada Inc. Ontario Limited. Let's look at Ontario Limited. Eh, do, 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 do. My game, Mister, do the companies provide housing ama unajipanga? They don't provide housing, but they are paying you money. So they are paying you money, you can get your own housing. And like I said, I did a video on how to get apartment prices, but also Craigslist on how you can get cheap housing, cheap housing. It looks like Ontario. A lot of them are like Ontario Inc. or Ontario Limited. Ontario Inc., Ontario Limited. It's like it's kind of why I don't like. I don't like Ontario as one of those many. Some of them are actually so. Like this one is giving you the company. I think they're saying Ontario Inc., but they're doing business as maybe it's one company that is filing LMIs for all these people. Nova Bakery. Nova Bakery doesn't have a website. Nova Bakery doesn't have a website. Ontario. But yeah, looks like they're using all these inks to file for them LMIs. I think that's what they're doing is that they're going off this Canada inks to file for LMIs again. You know, it's harder to get jobs in like Ontario than it is in other, you know, than it is in other provinces because Ontario is crowded with people, bana. Everyone, all the people are going to Ontario. Try and see if I can find a good company. Mechanical engineering technologist, Algoma Tubes Inc. Let me see Algoma. Algoma Mechanical Engineers. Algoma. This Ontario companies, bana, you can't even find them. You can't find their websites. That's why it's like, man, don't go to Ontario, bana. Find other nini. Because even looking for these companies, they're like companies in companies. They're using most of them are using like this this corps or companies to file for them nini LMIS. Brick by brick construction. Let's look for that one. See, the other ones had, like the other provinces, we didn't have any, or brick by brick, we found it. Brick by brick. Let me make sure. You guy, you can't even. It's in Uganda, Masaka City. Brick by brick, brick laying. Let me see. Let me make sure that's the same Nini company. Checking the address. Brick by brick. It is East Gwillimbury. No, not the same place. Ontario. Yeah. I think this is the problem most people, most of you are running into. You go into Ontario, bana, and then you apply for all these jobs. Bakumbe, the job is being advertised by somebody on, yeah. So you keep sending all these emails. They don't go anywhere. I saw other religious occupation. Professional occupations in religion. Oh, let's look at this one. Might be a good Canadian Society of Peace and Relief. It's a charity. Charity. Where are you? Okay. It is in Mississauga, LI5. Okay, so this one. Finally we found something in Ontario. Stop sharing, then share screen. So this is Ontario, Canadianhelp.org. It's a non-profit. It's a charity, but they have also, they've applied for a couple of LMIAs about careers. So look for open positions. Yeah, looks like they have. Well, are you passionate, ambitious, tech savvy, looking to make a difference? Looks like they have one position, a senior manager, marketing analytics, that's remote, and another one, general application. What is general application? So this one has 2 open positions and 2 LMIs. Yeah. So basically that's I'm kind of disappointed with the Ontario. Let's look at Countryside Canas, because they have 45 positions that are open. Countryside Canas. Yeah, and they don't have a website. This is where, man, you find, man, Ontario can be frustrating. I feel like I'm even frustrated and I'm not even in Ontario. So I would recommend go to other Nini. But otherwise, if if you're looking for positions there, and then let's go to Alberta. Alberta is Manitoba. Manitoba is cold. But again, some of these places it will be easier for you to get jobs. Manitoba is also using the Manitoba Limited. This limited, it's like Subway. Manitoba Limited. Above all, tracking Inc. For the trackers. Let's see. Above all. Above all, in Winnipeg. My truck drivers. Manitoba. Manitoba is cold. But again, we are not. It's called above all, best in class transportation, contact us, driver and reefer, flatbed. So let's look for positions, careers, driver application, truck driver application form. So if you want to be a company driver, so yeah, again, if you haven't watched the video on truck driving, how you can come get into school and get get into a truck driving school, get your license, alafu from that apply for these jobs. And trucking jobs are there, man. Trucking jobs are there. But yeah, looks like this is a form you fill when you want the job. But that's Manitoba. Alafu stop sharing and share again. Oof. Manitoba, alafu from Manitoba. Manitoba is just above Minnesota. Winnipeg is just above Minnesota, North Dakota. And then there's Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is also a good one. So look at applying for this position. Saskatchewan is good for truck drivers. So yeah, you'll see even here you'll see there's a lot of open positions for truck drivers in Saskatchewan, but also other jobs as well. Ooh, so that's Saskatchewan and then Alberta. Alberta. So many money positions. I think come check here and then you can start from here and then go. Ooh, go forth and go. And they release this every quarter. Every quarter they release their statements. Wow. So yeah, that is for people who are already in Canada. And I've told you, don't apply for these jobs when you're outside. Come here. You already have the addresses. Go to those places. Yeah? Show up. Tell them. Yeah. I was a truck driver in Kenya, and I'm here, and I would love, I wanna get into driving school and get my license. But I've looked at you. I really value. I am impressed with your company. I would love to work for your company. Some of these conversations that's a conversation. It's a wise conversation to have with like someone who's that, because they'll sit down with you and they'll talk to you. They're always looking for drivers. Companies are always looking for company drivers. Yeah, and some of this, that's why I tell maybe stay away from Ontario, man. Look for other provinces. They have more opportunities, easier for you to get jobs. You're not struggling so much. The problem is you have so many people in Ontario. So many people in Ontario, and a lot of times you see some of these companies, even when they're using another company to apply for them, Lmia. And so some of these things are like, that's why you'll find, you go go to the company, they tell you, okay, you have to go through this person for you to. That is what a lot of people are being told. You have to go through this person. You go to the actual company. This is Ontario. You go to the company and they tell you, okay, you have to go through this person. Then when you go to that other person, they tell you, okay, you need to pay this money, and then I can connect you to this job. So then, then you're being the agent in Kenya. Why? Yeah, took your money. Then you come to Canada, you find another nini. This one's now. Or you want a job that that has LMIA. Yeah, you need to pay this much money. You spent all your money in the agent in Kenya. You don't have any money. You go, you decrease, demand. Demand. Everybody needs money. It's because information is picking information. That's why you need diversify. Apply to actually too. When you apply to other provinces, your chances of your visit visa getting approved is much higher, but also much quicker than just applying for Ontario, because everybody knows Toronto. Everybody wants to go to Toronto. Why? And there's all these other places that it'll be easier for you. Once you go to, you start all these other places. Once you go there, you get your work permit. Oh, after some time, apply for your permanent residency. After that, you can move anywhere you want. Yeah. These jobs, LMI jobs, they tie you. It's a closed work permit. That means you have to work for that particular employer. And then you do that because even you don't care how much money they pay you, because ultimately, all you want is to finally get your LPR, your permanent residency, your legal permanent residency status. Once you get that, you can move anywhere you want in Canada, because now you have a permanent residency. You can get any jobs. You don't have to worry about getting a temporary work visa. Now with a permanent residence, you can work anywhere, apply for any job. But in the beginning, my friend, you have to be willing to get your hands dirty. Get to work. It is not easy. That's Alberta, Vancouver. Vancouver, one of the things I don't like about Vancouver, a lot of people right now in Vancouver are struggling, man. So, Vancouver, even school, some people, they go to Vancouver, man. It's, unless you're like, in the city, some people get thrown into, alafu, don't go to rural places in Canada, man. Go to like Akina Kamloops there. It's like opportunities are very limited. Man, pia. So, alafu, look at Vancouver. Not so many Kenyans there, but also the cost of living extremely high. In Vancouver. Man, getting accommodation is like, man, same thing with Ontario. But then it gets better. You go to somewhere like Alberta, New Brunswick, Saskatchewan. These places are, and you're only putting yourself in, digging yourself, going there, you'll survive, do your job, work. Sometimes you go there and you realize, oh my, I don't even want to go anywhere else. I want to stay here. I don't want to go to where my Kenyan people. I want to stay here because I have opportunity to make more money and stuff. And that's about it. I think I had lofty goals of things to talk about, but I think we covered. We covered that. This video is gonna be helpful for you. Hopefully, it's been helpful. If there's anything, I'm trying to open your eyes. That way, man. You need to send yourself. Send yourself. Kujituma. You need to, man. You need to initiate. Otherwise, things are not gonna happen, Bana. Things are not gonna happen. This is a good, 2 hours. I think it's went by fast, but I think it was very helpful. Hopefully, it's gonna help somebody, open someone's eyes. Yeah. But people who keep saying, changing visitor visa to work visa is very difficult. One of your biggest problems is because you're probably stuck in a province that has too many people going for the same opportunities. Diversify. Go to places where they're looking for you. Go to places where they're looking for you. Which province do I need to visit? You can visit Saskatchewan. You can find a reason. Yeah? All you need to do is just go to Google. Go to Google and see. Like, if I go to Google, some people have never heard of Saskatchewan because it sounds like Escape from Sobibor. Not Escape from Sobibor. So one of the things I always do is like top 10 things to do in Saskatchewan. You Google that, find information. Okay. There's Saskatoon, there's Regina. Top attractions in Saskatchewan. Oh, here, let me share my screen. I know some people are as visual as I am, so all you just need to do is Google, or I've given you information here. All these I've given you information, by the way. If you go to look at the Canadian playlist, you'll see all this information there. I did this when I was doing the visit visa. Kind of talked through some of these things, how you can get accommodations, stuff like that. So see, this is Saskatchewan. So first of all, it tells you, okay, you Google something like this, TripAdvisor gives you different things. Okay. There's water bodies and stuff, but then, okay, what are the popular cities in Saskatchewan? See, there's Saskatoon, there's Regina, Moose Jaw, Prince Albert. Okay. And then ways to tour Saskatchewan. There's I guess, Chicago connection. So these are some of the things you can, guides and stuff. But what are the top attractions in Saskatchewan? See, there's the Stonehall Castle. You can always come up with, why do you want to go visit the Stonehall Castle? There's tunnels of Moose Jaw. I'm sure if you look more into that, you'll find, there's a Western Development Museum. If you're into, museums, looks like they do have a couple. There's a Royal Saskatchewan Museum. There's a, you can go to Central Park. There's a Heritage Center. Oh, and think about, you see there's a lot of museums. There's a zoo, Saskatoon Forestry Farm Park Zoo, University of Saskatchewan, if you're looking for, schools and so yeah, you can do that. Some of the things, like I think I told you, if you like, let's say bird watching, if you're a bird watcher in Saskatchewan, I'm sure that Saskatchewan has some good birds that are. So let me show you this. All you need to do is just be creative. So let me share this other thing on tourism, Saskatchewan. So this is what most tourists go to do in Saskatchewan. So they do have their own website there on things to do. So it looks like, they have this museum that has birds, the Prince Albert National Park Center. You can go there and, and enjoy that. Prince Albert is national. national park. So if you are like, let's say you enjoy taking pictures of birds, like in your days, you can do that. You can. So Last Mountain Lake National Wildlife Area, you can go there and look for like birds that are only found in Canada, in Saskatchewan. Beaver Creek there is a Saskatchewan Burrowing Owl Interpretive Center. See, like this one, I'm very sure if you have a good story on owls, maybe you go around the world looking for owls. That, and so forth and so on, so on and so forth. So, or maybe going to see animals that see like this. They have the Yellowhead Flyaway Birding Trail. Richard, just depends on what you want. Look for it and you'll find it. Look for it, you'll find it. What? Why do you need to go visit? Yeah, can be whatever. Find a niche. Find something that is unique in that particular place, and you can find a reason. Find a reason to go visit. Yeah. Yeah. So you can apply for yeah. It's what Julie Chege is saying here. Julie Chege is saying, point to note, highly populated provinces, job opportunities are more competitive than lower populated provinces like Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, New Brunswick, etc. So it is much easier for you, especially when you're going there, you just want to change your visit visa to a work visa. Then go somewhere where there is Nini. Go somewhere where it's easier for you to find those jobs and to change your name. And some of these less populated provinces, a lot of them have what is called provincial nominations. So you'll go there. Not only jobs, provincial nominations will give you the opportunity to get a full, no, get a work permit. Work permit that is not closed. You don't even so provincial nominations helps you get jobs that don't have LMIAs. So that means you'll get an open work permit. You can work, move from one employer to the next. And this, you can only find this in some of the lower populated provinces. But you can't find, like, there are not very many provincial nominations in like Toronto. But maybe Saskatoon or Regina, there might be some. So yeah. Haya. Marion, I want to apply for visitor visa. Oh, I showed you, Marion. Very easy. I have this video on my YouTube channel that is a step-by-step video on applying for the visitor visa. Very easy for you to do. You don't even have to pay anybody to do it. Which province? I think I've answered that. Julie Sampson saying it has been a helpful chat. Thank you, big time. Man, hopefully, man, this helps you. Hopefully, this helps you. Any final comments or questions before we wrap this up? Any final questions? Otherwise, man, before you leave, if you haven't followed me, make sure you follow me. I try and go and dig in. I didn't even talk about flag polling. I guess flag polling is a topic for another day. Flag polling, I don't know if I should. Yeah, I should probably, because this is like 2 hours in. Flag polling is a way that you can also change your status, but I don't think I want to go. I don't think I want to go much into flag polling today. Let's do flag polling a different day, and also let's do the J1 visa camp counselor another day. Camp counselor another day. Someone needed visa analysis. Tishbit, I did not get what you mean by that. Did not get what you need. mean by someone needed visa analysis. Aya, sawa sawa. Whoa, my people, thank you for tuning in. And may I hope you, if we don't see each, I know I'll be doing, I'm bringing a nurse on Sunday for sure, but I know I'll try and bring one or two people before the year ends. So the nurse that I'm bringing is going to be talking about his experience moving from Kenya to the US. I'll also try and see. There's another nurse who came with a US visitor visa, and they changed it to the EB3 visa through nursing. Otherwise, my people, man, the visa good and bad days. The visa good and bad days is on my TikTok. If you go to my TikTok, go to my profile page on TikTok, and then look under series. If you look under series, you'll see it. You'll see the series there for the good and the bad days. Aya. Fiti sana, my people. Let me log off. Go see what the family is up to. But stay blessed, my people. Stay blessed. And I wish you, if we don't see each other before next year, hope you have a good rest of your year. But otherwise, man, me nawapenda. I love you guys, and until next time, man, shukran. Sini hivyo watu wangu, yeah? Nakamenyuria. Fiti man.